Amen. Yes, Ayevale, thank you for that prayer. Who can give us a recap of what we looked at last time? Yes, at Konda.
Last time we looked at market survey.
Market survey, exactly what in market survey?
We looked at like the challenges we carry out during a market survey.
Challenges we face during market survey. What else? Yes, Daniela.
So we looked at the
Daniela.
We looked at the definition of market survey, factors considered while carrying out a market survey, methods for collecting market surveys, tips for conducting a market survey. Yes, that's what we looked at. And we also looked at market research, challenges faced.
Okay,
when
thank you very much. Can you remind us? Can you remind us the methods we used while carrying out market survey?
We have interviewing,
Yes,
responded,
Teacher, we
observation,
looked at
and questionnaire.
Daniel, I'm talking. We
Good.
looked at we looked at
Just stop.
observation. We looked at observation and a questionnaire, interviewing people.
Yes, I remember I left you with some homework for you to design a questionnaire. Is somebody having the questionnaire already? And maybe you help us share your questionnaire. If not, you tell us. Hope, what do you have to say? Then another thing before we continue, do we have anybody who has these notes in a soft copy? If you have this book in a soft copy, you put up your hand. Yes, Vivian. Can you help us share? Vivian.
Yes, teacher.
Do you have this book in a soft copy?
Yes. We can't share.
No, if we allow you to share,
can share.
Yes,
I'm asking if we allow you to share. Can you share the page where
yes.
we are? Okay,
Yes.
let me tell the host to allow you to share. Mr. Oluka, allow Vivian to share.
Okay, I'm temporarily out of my computer. I'll be back in a few minutes. You can first go on. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back to the computer.
Okay. So I was still talking about the questionnaire. Did you try to design the questionnaire? Can we share the features you put on your questionnaire? Somebody to share the features included on the questionnaire. Yes, Tendo.
Yes, teacher. On the questionnaire, I included the kind of job the person does. I asked the person the kind of they do. I also asked the person like I think like the strategies they use in the job they do. I asked the person where they get their items or materials.
Okay, that's all.
I also asked the person at what percentage of the profit do they get on the items they sell.
Remember the question you're asking the customers, you're not asking the sellers. You're asking the customers. So that question is not for the questionnaire. There's somebody else to share, Queen?
Okay, teacher, my questionnaire, if I'm to design it, I first wrote the person's name who I'm asking, and the gender, and the location of the address, like on which he goes there. And if my business idea is to open up an internet cafe, I asked him how often does he use an internet cafe? How do they charge you, cheaply or expensively? And like according to what? Like maybe like every 15 minutes they charge you like 500. And also, what are some of the challenges they face during what is a solution to solve them? And is it available anytime you need them? And are the computers of good quality?
Okay, that's good. Any other to share? Yes, Grace.
Yeah, for me, I first started with the name of my bakery. Okay, I used the bakery. Then I greeted the person I was asking. The first thing I asked was the name. Yes. Yes.
Continue.
I asked the person the name, the gender, the location and address of their home, how often they buy the cakes from my bakery, in what quantities they buy the cakes, if they like the cakes, also the customer care, if they like the customer care at the bakery, and if they like the bakery a lot, what they hate about us, and the pricing, if it's okay or not.
Wow, that was beautiful. That was good. I'm sharing mine there. Those who are still stuck with the questionnaire, you can look at it. Then let's go to today we are going to look at, that's what we looked at last time. So thank you. You've been a good class and remember everything. So today we are going to look at business startup, the startup process of the business. So if you are to start up a business, can you take us through the process you can go through? If you are to, all those who are people who have started the business in your vacation, in this holiday or in the other holiday, can you tell us the process you went through as you are starting up these businesses? Let us have Tendo.
If I'm to start up a business, first of all, I think about my passion. I think about what I want to do. Then let's say I want to crochet. Then I'm like, yes, I'm going to start crocheting and making carpets or head socks or something like that. Then after I've discovered my passion, I ask myself what kind of customers am I going to have? Am I going to have elderly customers? Do I want elderly customers, young customers, or I want medium age, or like, let me say medium, I think, yes, medium age customers, that the ones that are in their 20s or 30s. Then after I discover the kind of customers I want, or if I want all types of customers, I'm going to think about what items they like most. Let's say maybe the elderly ones want scarves, and the young ones mostly they like head socks or something like that. Then I'm going to start making this stuff. And as I make, I'm going to ask around, tell people about my business. I'm going to tell them I have this, I have this, I have this. Then if most of them seem to be interested, I'm going to tell them the prices. Then we're going to negotiate about the prices of the items. I'm going to let the people make their bookings, and I'm going to, let me say, I'm going to have a market survey around and see what kind of items people want. After I sell my first item to someone, I'm going to tell people more about my items. I'm going to ask them about the kind of things they want. And afterwards, that's how I'm going to keep my business moving. I'm going to make sure I keep on communicating with my customers.
Okay, thank you very much, Tendo. That was good.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
I can now share. Can you please unshare and I share?
Okay, let me do so. You can share now. Okay, can we have somebody else to tell us the plan of starting, how you start the whole process? Nalule?
Teacher, to me, I first conduct a market survey before I start.
Yes.
Just to know what products do they need the most, the price, and also to look around for the best business opportunity, because tenders say that you could have made scarves. So for me, I could have come up with something different from scarves.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have somebody else to share? Ayebale?
Teacher, as for me, when I'm going to start up a business, let me say I want to start up a restaurant, I need to first look at the personal interest in the business. Do I love what I'm going to do? Then I look at the technical skills in the business. Do I know how to prepare and cook certain dishes? Then I need to find capital. How much money am I going to for the business? And then I think I should also carry out a market survey. Then I should have a business plan. I should have, okay, like how many requirements am I going to need? Where am I going to put the restaurant? In what area? Does the area have a lot of people? And then I need to have a marketing plan, like I need to advertise my business.
Very good. Thank you. Can we have somebody else to share our D4?
Okay, teacher. First, I think I would identify the business I want to do I would first identify the business I want to do, then plan on it, like identifying the problem in the community, then finding a solution and making it a business. Then I would like take in loans or something like that. Then I would carry out a market survey to know like people's interests, to know other businesses which could be like mine, and the competition that could affect my business too. Yeah, and then I think from there I would now set up the business, selecting the location, marketing plan, and those things.
Okay, thank you very much. Kahuga.
Yes, teacher. For example, me, I have finished finding out my passion and doing all the market survey and such stuff. I first find out how the capital that I need, how much money I need, the requirements that I need, the items that I need to start up that business, the market survey I conducted. Then I find the source of my raw materials, and like I would try to make friends with that person so that maybe at times he or she can give me a discount for the raw materials that I need. Then I also like get a marketing plan, like how to advertise my business. Maybe I make posters or flyers, or I make a signpost, or I advertise it on TV or radio. Then after that, I start up my business. I buy the requirements that I need and start the business.
Yes, Angela, thank you very much, Charity.
Okay, for starters,
Angela.
Let's say I have a dairy farm and get milk and I sell it maybe at a dairy or something like that. And I don't sell it at a factory that's like makes yogurt. So if I want to make yogurt for sale, the fact I've already identified a business opportunity, and after that I'll carry out a market survey. And when I'm carrying out the market survey, I'll do
Angela, we can't hear you properly.
I would start, okay, let's say I have a dairy farm. And if I have this dairy farm, I'll start the manufacture of, let's say that I'm saying.
Angela, you're not clear. Let us have somebody else.
And me, I'm going to cry in my room.
Nalbega.
I think if I'm going to open up a business, I'll first find out the product that I'm going to sell, then the area, like whether that area is suitable. Because if I'm going to open up a drug shop, I don't think it will be proper to open up the drug shop in that area, yet it already has something like 5 other drug shops. If it has a few, I'll carry out a market survey and find out the flaws in the other drug shops so that I can make mine better. And then I find out the place, like the capital, investors, and I open up my drug shop.
Thank you very much. So for all those contributions, we at least we now have the idea of how we can start up our business. But at the end of this chapter, I want us at least to understand the steps forward when starting up the business, saving the money and investing the money in a profitable venture, and finding out a suitable location for the business. So at the end of the chapter, we must be able to know that and to understand it and maybe to try it in our businesses. Now, somebody to read us the introduction. Let me hope the introduction is displayed. Somebody to read for us.
I don't see the introduction.
It's there.
It is displayed.
It's there.
After
say it.
After conducting a market
Okay, Grace, you're reading.
After conducting a market survey for the selected business opportunity, the entrepreneur is ready to start the business. The process of starting a business requires the entrepreneur to put together the necessary resources needed for the business, such as the raw materials, building, labor, machinery, and the required amount of money.
Okay, thank you. We have an activity there. List the basic requirements you need to start up the business opportunity you select in the previous chapter. So most of us, we selected the different business ideas. So can we have a list of the requirements we need to start a business? Let us start with Namilembe Emily.
I think the first one is capital.
Excuse, can I also give an answer?
Emily.
Capital.
So this arrow shows us the distance or the number of steps.
Excuse me, may I please give an answer?
Yes.
Market. You need market for the product you're going to sell.
Good. Nanyanzi. Chirabo.
Teacher, you need land if you want to start your business.
We need land, capital, market. Atwine. Charity, Shalom.
You also need labor.
We need labor. Good. Petra.
Cha, it's Petra, not Patra. Cha, okay. You need market.
Okay, we need market, labor, land. What else?
Excuse, can I give an answer?
Give the answer.
Raw materials, like what you're going to sell.
Okay, we need raw materials, or we can call it stock. Not you good there?
I need capital.
Good. Charity. Not solo.
Good transport.
We need transport. Tumusime.
Teacher, you need machinery.
Yes, we need machinery. So depending on the different kind of businesses you're likely to start, we need all of those requirements, and we are going to keep on discussing the requirements as we move on. So let us have somebody to read us the factors that enable an individual to start up the business.
Okay. Factors that enable an individual to start up a business. The following are some of the factors that influence business startup: personal interest in the business, technical skills for the business, presence of government support in terms of tax incentives and subsidies, presence of market for the product, inspiration from successful business role models, high degree of creativity and innovation of an individual, presence of raw materials, inputs to use in the business, presence of well-developed infrastructure, e.g. good roads, communication network, and adequate power supply.
Yes. Are they all clear to you? Any point which you should explain more? Namagembe. Namagembe, are all the points clear to you?
Teacher.
Yes.
Teacher,
Number 3, presence of government support in terms of tax. That one.
Yes, presence of government support in terms of tax or all tax incentive or subsidies. So when we talk of government support in terms of taxes, that is when the government comes in to give the tax incentives. Tax incentives, we have examples like tax holidays where they give you like a grace period of paying taxes, and you don't pay tax like maybe for the first 5 years, for the first 10 years. That is tax holiday. So if the government gives you such an opportunity, it will encourage you to start a business. Then subsidies. Subsidies is when the government comes in to pay in some money for the production of a given good. Let me give an example of like UPE education. The government gives in some money for those kids to study. So if such opportunities are available, they are giving you a go ahead to start a business. They are making it easier for you to start up a business. But if the government is tight and is asking a lot of taxes, no subsidies, no incentives, then it becomes hard for you to start the business. Queen, what do you have to tell us?
Teacher, point number 2.
Point number 2, technical skills for the business. Who can help us to explain that? Yes, Faith.
Teacher, when you say technical skills needed for business, let me say you're beginning a carpentry workshop. You will need to have those carpentry skills to make the different products, like maybe beds, chairs, and tables. And you need to make them unique so that people would buy your products. And also maybe if you're starting a hospital, you need to be a qualified doctor and someone who knows what they're doing. So you should have the skills to carry out your business.
Beautiful. So that's it. You must have the technical skills for the business you want to start. It becomes very easier for you to start a business where you have the technical skills. It is very hard to start a business where you don't have any idea all the skills. Any other? If you don't have a question, you put down your hand. Chirabo Hope. Chirabo.
Sorry, I left my hand up.
Okay, Namagembe, hand up. Nanyanzi.
Yes, teacher, I have. Yes, teacher, I have a question.
Ask.
Teacher, when you are asking us the what factors that enable an individual to start up a business, one of these people said that labor. To be like specific, can you say like skilled labor or just labor?
It can be open because in business we need the skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled labor. We need all.
Teacher, I've lowered my hand up. I had left it.
Okay, can we have a question from any of these people who are putting up their hands?
Teacher, please explain the personal interest in the business.
Okay, personal interest in the business. Really, you can't start up a business where you don't have any personal interest.
May I explain?
Yes, go ahead and explain.
You can't just say you want to start carpentry if you actually don't have a passion for carpentry. You've never thought of doing it. So I said I have to have personal interest. You have to be interested in the business that you want to start up.
Okay, thank you. Tendo and Queen, your hands are still up. What do you have to tell us?
Excuse me, teacher. On the basic requirements, you need to start the business opportunity. For me, I think land is not correct because someone can just rent a house and enter and start a business there. So, like, what's the correct word to use instead of land?
Houses or land?
Yes, thank you. Depending on the different, I told you that the requirements may vary from different businesses. Now, if you want to start a factory, you need the land. But these days, people are even doing online. Why they don't need the land? They can just lock themselves in a bed. So, it depends on the kind of business you.
Okay.
Teacher. Excuse me, teacher.
Then let me hope you didn't just for.
No, teacher, no.
Yes.
I wanted to say something about the person who was asking if we are supposed to put skilled labor. In most cases, when you're setting up a business, the people you're going to hire might not be skilled. Like sometimes you can hire someone who has told you, I'm looking for a job, I need someone to work, and you give the person a job, and you're actually the person that is going to give this person an experience. Like you're the one who's going to show them how the business runs. You're the one who's going to show them how your success is supposed to run. So in most cases, you will get labor that you are going to train.
Thank you. Thank you, Tendo.
Okay, thank you, Tendo. Now you can lower your hand, Tendo. If not more questions. Okay, now we are going to the steps in starting a business. The steps we have discussed, but we can have the ones that are in the book and we understand them more. So let us have somebody to read for us, make sure your network is clear.
Steps in starting a business.
Steps in starting a business. The following steps are followed while commencing business operations. 1. Identifying potential business opportunities. This involves scanning the environment to generate business ideas. Selecting a suitable business opportunity. From the business ideas identified, select a suitable business opportunity feasible in the market area of operation. Carrying out market survey for the selected business opportunity. This requires checking whether the business opportunity selected can be developed into a profitable business that will have a competitive advantage over others. Preparing a business plan. This involves the entrepreneur to put on paper how the business will run, including all the requirements sufficient to run the business successfully. It should also cover the cash flow projections and how long the business will take to break even. Mobilizing the necessary resources. This involves the funds and raw materials or inputs that the entrepreneur will use to produce a good or a service. Completing all the legal requirements before business startup. This involves selecting a legal form of business and completing all the legal formalities necessary to register the selected business. Selecting the location area. This involves acquiring land, buildings, equipment, or labor necessary for production process. Preparing a marketing plan. This enables an entrepreneur to advertise the business products. Launching the enterprise. This involves the official opening of the business. Managing the business operations. This involves carrying out all the management functions and monitoring all business operations.
Very good, Grace. Thank you very much. Are all those points clear to you, Grace?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Any question in any of those where we should throw more light, where we should explain more?
Point number one.
Point number one. Who can explain point number one?
Shami, can I explain it?
Yes.
Point number one, identifying potential business opportunities. It's like you find out what the people in that particular area might need. So that's what you use to start up a business.
Yes, very good. And maybe to add on, Identifying potential business opportunities. You sit down and write the different business opportunities. You don't have to just come up with one and you stick on that. You may even first move around and you see the different kind of goods that are needed in the area where you are, or the different business ideas you can do. Then after that, you select the suitable one. Maybe you have 5 and then you select the best one. And then you don't just start, you have to go and first carry out research on it. That is when you go and carry out market research for the selected business opportunity. Then after doing that, you sit down and write a business plan for that selected business opportunity. You write how you're going to produce, how you're going to market, how you're going to who are your labor, different things that are in a business plan. Then after that, you mobilize the necessary resources. You need money, you need items, you need raw materials. You mobilize them and get them. After that, you have to complete the legal requirements. Maybe you want to register your business. You go ahead and register it. You write all the documents. You put everything in order for your business. Then you locate your business. You put your business in a suitable location where the customers will easily access your business. Then you go ahead to advertise or to market your good or to write a marketing plan. Then you launch your business and manage the business operation. You go ahead to manage because it has started. Now you have to manage its different business activities or operations. Nanyazu, any question?
Yes, Charles asking, how can you register your business?
You register with the registrar of companies. You must have your documents ready, and then you go and register with the registrar of businesses or companies.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, Petra.
Yes, teacher.
You're welcome, Petra.
Teacher, I was asking, what if like I want to start like a charity fund? Is that also like a business or it's not?
About?
I was asking, what if I want to start a charity fund, like feeding hungry kids in Africa or something like that? Is that also a business or like it's just a charity?
But we define the business, so you must make profit. Yes, what is your question?
But like it has investors and stuff and it's making money.
What is your question?
That was my
Nansha.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
On this point of number 9 of launching the enterprise, is it like when you prepare something like a party and then you call like maybe the community members and tell them about your business, something like that?
Yeah, it may be. Yeah, you can organize a party all around the community. You call people and you launch your business. You have never been on a launch. Narle, what is your question?
Teacher was asking, does the profit necessarily have to be money, or it can be like fame?
There, what we have maybe organization, charity organization. So it depends on the kind of business you have started.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Narle, Nanyazi and Tendo. Can you ask one question and we go?
Yes, teacher. I'm asking the one for about the factors that enable an individual to start up a business. That one in the NCDC. What about these other factors that people also talk about? Stock, labor, market, transport, those things. Where do they fall under?
And you wanted to put them under factors that enable an individual to start up the business? Yes, they are. Like now, when you talk of transport, we have presence of well-developed infrastructure. That is transport. They fall under there. Somehow they fit there.
Aren't there requirements to start up a business? Aren't they required to start a business?
They are, but they fit under these ones. Nanyans, what do you have to tell us? Okay, and now can we move on to sources of business finances? Where can we get the finances to invest in the business? Can we have somebody to tell us where we get the money? Not you good there?
Maybe it can be sponsored or a donation.
Yes, donation. Somebody else?
Personal savings.
Personal savings, somebody else?
Teacher, you could have inherited it from like a relative.
Yes, inheritance.
Borrowing.
Borrowing.
Sale of property.
Teacher, prizes and rewards.
Right.
Also bond.
Prizes and rewards. Okay, thank you. Now, can we explain one by one? Let us start with personal saving. Who can explain personal saving?
Also selling property.
Can I explain personal saving?
Yes.
I think what this statement means is like you can start a business based on the amount of money you've been saving for a period of time. If you've been, let us say, in a period of 2 years, you've been able to save like 4M, that's what you can use to start your business. Yeah, personal saving.
Okay. Then donations.
Check and explain.
Yes.
Shami, let me explain. I think donations, like when you donate things like to people and then someone like, let's say, Gladys, you can explain.
Okay, like maybe like when you're going to start a business, I think like then someone like maybe like your friend comes and donates money onto your business. Maybe okay, like for example, like when you can hold a party when you're going to like fundraise for your business, then people start donating money.
Okay, next. Yeah.
Oh, this one is long.
Inheritance. Like
Teacher, may I explain inheritance?
Explain.
Inheritance, let's say for example, a relative passes on and then like in their will, they leave for you part of what they had accumulated during their life on earth. And then you can use that to start up a business.
Very good. Faith. Faith.
yes, borrowing. If you go to a bank and then get a loan, or you can go to your friends and ask for them to lend you some money, that money can be used to start a business, and it's a source of business finance.
Very good. Thank you. Queen.
I'm not sure what kind of shares you are meaning, but for me, according to the shares, understand, like on in a
share.
family, like they give shares, you get most shares, or you get some shares. Business, you can use it to begin the business.
Not really. Somebody who understands shares to explain to us. Is there somebody who understands shares?
Teacher, me. Teacher,
Yes.
me.
Explain.
Teacher, it means like, okay, for me, I think like, for example, you have a business, and then like, for example, you sell like Vaseline. Then there's also another company that also produces what Vaseline, and then for your company it's like really successful. Then they buy, like, for example, they buy your Vaseline. The other company buys the other Vaseline. Okay, that's what I think.
Okay, good try. But selling of shares is in companies. Let me explain. So it is in companies where if you start up a company, you can invite people to buy the shares. So as they buy the shares, they are giving in capital. You give them the share certificate and they give you the money. So as they do that, you're getting the money to start the business. For them, they become the shareholder, or they become also part of the owners of the business. Yes. Hello.
So can I explain sale of property?
Hello.
Excuse me, teacher.
Sale of property, explain.
Excuse me.
So can I explain sale of property?
Teacher, like if you want to start a business, then you bring like, okay, like you bring, if you're going to start a business, then you are two people in a business, then you bring part of your money for what? For beginning the business. Also the other person brings. Can those be shares?
No, I've explained the shares and I've said you can start up your company and then you sell the shares to the general public. You invite people to come and buy shares from your companies. So as they buy shares, they are bringing in capital. For them, they become part of the owners, but they bring in capital. They become the shareholders. Yes, Nachi, good. What do you have to tell us?
Teacher, I just wanted to explain bonds.
Okay, go ahead.
Teacher, for me, I think bonds, like you can go like to maybe like someone and borrow like a specific amount of money, and they tell you that like you tell them that by the end of 5 years, I will bring back this money with some interest. Maybe if they've gained like 10 million, you tell them I'll bring back this money when it is maybe like 12 million. So that you give them an interest of 12 million. So you carry out your business when the time reaches, when the maybe like you told them like 10 years, when the 10 years reach, you have to take back the money. In this case, for you who has been doing the business, you've got a profit, and also the investor, the person who had given you the money, is also going to get some profit from that interest. Yeah.
Okay, so we have the bonds also raising money to start up the business. Now, like we have the government, if it needs money, it sells the bonds to the public or securities to the public. And as they buy those securities, they are giving the government money, which they can use to start up the business. Then we have Louis Kwagala kwa Mkama. Louis.
Yes, teacher. For prize, I wanted to explain prizes and rewards.
Yes, go ahead.
For prizes and rewards, for example, you could enter a contest and the reward could be like a certain amount of money, let's say 10 million Uganda shillings, then I guess by luck, if you win it, you can use the money to start a business. Or you could enter a contest whereby you can use some sort of skill you have to win the prize and get maybe the money to start a business.
Okay, very good. So I hope we have discussed all of them. Now our exercise is that you're going to sit down and find out the benefits.
Sale of property.
Sale of property, you can explain.
So like sale of property, for example, if I want to start up a restaurant, and maybe I have a plot of land somewhere, when I have the location for the restaurant, but I don't have money to put in like the tables and the chairs, the plates, such things, I can sell my land, or maybe a house that I built, and the money I get, I can use it to invest in the restaurant. I buy the needed requirements. Then I also wanted to talk about prizes and rewards. Like, for example, there are these games of Lucky 3. There are these games of Lucky 3 whereby you try your luck, and when you win, you can win like 1 million or 10 million. And some people, when they win the money, they say, I'm going to use this money to start up a business. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. So now we are discussing the benefits of each and the challenges we face from each of the sources. Let us start with personal saving, the benefits. Namagembe.
Of personal saving, I think when you save your own money, you don't have like to go, oh, okay, you don't have to pay anyone, or like, let's say when you save your own money, it's not like you've borrowed it from someone, it's your own money, so you don't have to pay anything like debts or what, you just use it freely. You don't have any, okay, you don't have any, what they call it, any fears that you have to pay someone back. It's just your own money, so you can use it the way you want in your business. So I think that's the use.
And any challenge?
Challenges, it might not be enough, so you go borrow, but
okay.
I don't know the
Thank
challenges,
you.
I just know that.
Namara. Namara.
Teacher, I wanted to give another benefit of personal savings.
Yes, give.
Personal savings, like when you save by yourself, you become very independent. Instead of going and borrowing from someone else, like it gives you a sense of independence, which will help you to build up a business very well.
Very good. Any challenge?
Yeah, when you're saving, it takes a while to save by yourself. Those savings are so hard to put up that it might take you a while to save up all that. While when you can borrow it, you just borrow and start up the business like faster.
Beautiful. Now we are going to donations, benefits, and challenges. Yes.
Teacher, excuse me, I just wanted to add on something. On personal savings, also another challenge is if you keep that money, it's very hard to keep it. Like you'd keep, let's say 500,000, and then you have a problem and you have to use the money to go and help someone, or your family member is sick, so you can't keep the money very well. You have to use it. It will be like, okay, it will be attracting you to go and use it all the time. So personal savings is also, that's a challenge. You can't keep it by your own self very well. You'd want to use it.
Okay. Thank you. Hope, what do you have to say?
Excuse me, Chair, may I please talk about inheritance?
Yes.
And the advantage of inheritance is that sometimes like some people inherit a big amount of money and like it enables them to start up whatever business they choose to start up. But the disadvantage is that someone can end up using it badly because like they have not worked hard to get that money. They've just gotten it all at once because someone had it before, or someone who passed on had it before them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Then, Nachi, good day.
Teacher, I'm going to talk about sale of property.
Yes.
Okay, like the advantage. If you have property, you can
yes,
you can sell it and you get quick money for the business to start up. Yeah, you get quick money. But then the disadvantage is you sell the property, and instead of the business progressing, instead the business fails. So basically, you've lost the property and you've also lost the business, which is a total loss.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, you are excused.
Can I add on the problems of inheritance?
Yes.
I think family wrangles, because let's say someone, like maybe your parents die and then they make a will, and let's say it goes to the maybe firstborn. If he or she is older, these aunties or brothers will come and start interfering. They'll start complaining, this is mine, you weren't supposed to get it. What? So it can interfere, and you may not be able to get it because someone can come up and just say, let me get it. Or
okay, thank you. Mr. Luca.
Yes, I was asking if you people have run the roll call.
Not really.
No.
I'd asked Vivian to click on poll so that she launches, but she appears not to read the chats.
Yes, she's not reading them, teacher.
Yes, can you click on poll and you launch the poll so that the girls respond to the roll call? Vivian, can you hear?
I've done so.
Okay, just leave it running until it ends on its own. You can minimize that small wheel on your side.
Excuse me, Chair, can I explain for borrowing?
So it seems our time is up, but I want you to continue and write in your books all the sources of business ideas, sources of business finances with their benefits and challenges, at least three on each. Benefits and challenges, or advantages and
Excuse me,
disadvantages. Yes, Maria.
Teacher, I have one more disadvantage of inheritance.
Yes.
Teacher.
Yes. Maria, I think time is up.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, okay. The answer was that sometimes you may inherit a business that you're not interested in. So, and
it's not all about
you may inherit something also not be enough
land.
to start a business.
You may inherit land and sell it and get the money to start the business. So it's not all actually all about business. Who knows the whereabouts of Sally? Sally is not attending my classes. Did she change the school? What? If you know about her, you can tell me.
Excuse me, teacher.
Teacher, she attended today. Just didn't see her, but she was around. Nowadays, she's just quiet.
Why? She used to be active in class. Yes.
Teacher,
even around right now.
Sally, how are you? Sally?
Yes, teacher.
How are you?
I'm okay.
These days you're so quiet. You're not participating.
Oh, I don't know. There are so many people participating, so I just sit and listen most of the time.
But I should always see your hand up.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
nice time.
Teacher, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay. Yes, any other person to say something before we leave?
Yes, teacher. Me.
Yes.
I have a disadvantage for borrowing.
For? I've told you to write them down because our time is up. Now you can write them down. We shall start from those ones when we meet again.
Bye.
Bye, dear.
Thank you, teacher, for
Bye,
the
teacher. Thank you for the
lesson.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, teacher.
Bye.
Cheryl, can you end the meeting?
Bye.
Bye.